Hello friends, my name is Gajanan Kale and I am from Maharashtra, India. Well, as you all know, I am striving to learn English, and in this video I am going to tell you about would rather, how we can use would rather in a sentence. It is simple to understand, but first you have to understand how it is useful in a sentence and at what situations we can use the would rather. So when you have two options to do, just suppose I want to tell you some situations where we can use would rather. Just suppose right now you have two options. You can watch movie or you can read book. So just suppose this is situation you have right now. You could watch movie or you could read a book. So what is thing you should do that time you can use would rather. Here is simple structure of it. So let me give you first example about it and then I will tell you the structure. I would rather read book than watch movie. So this is a sentence you have understood, I think. I would rather read book than watch movie. So this is a complete sentence, means we are giving more focus on reading than watching movie. So here is a one thing that you should understand the structure. Subject plus would rather plus object of then, we have to use than, and the first form of verb and object. So this is the structure of would rather and we can use in many situations. Just suppose you want to go somewhere but you stayed at home, so you could say I would rather stay at home than going outside or go outside. It is totally depend on you which first thing you want to give time or you want to give prefer to that thing to do. So whenever you have two options, so at that time we can use would rather. And there is a one thing also I want to tell you, rather than. So this is also simple. Just suppose we all trying to learn English, so we will say I am learning English rather than Hindi, or you could say I am learning English rather than France. So there are, or I am learning dance rather than singing. So you could use rather than as well in the sentence, but first you should understand the structure. If you have understood the structure, then using this rather than or rather it is useful. And there is a one story I want to tell you in this video, which I have heard yesterday, and it is a very really inspirational story. It will definitely motivate you to do certain things that you want to do. Once upon a time there was a village, and in that village uh, people were living happily, and there were two children. They were brothers, and they were playing in the garden. So they were playing in the garden, and one of them said we could go in a jungle and we could play there. So without telling to anyone in the family, they both went in the jungle and they were playing there. And beside that jungle there was a well. So they did not know that there is a well. So they were keep doing playing there, and suddenly means the boy one means the brother was 16 years old and one was 10 years old. So they were playing and suddenly the 16 years old boy fell in the well, and he was struggling to come out, and there was no anyone to save them. And the 10 years old boy, he started screaming, and uh, he started screaming. He called many people to help him to save his brother. So because nobody was there, so the screaming was not heard by anyone. So there was a little rope beside that well. So suddenly that 10 years old boy took that rope and he threw in the well, and he told his 16 years old brother, keep uh, keep that rope in your hand and I will pull you out from the well. So and he continuously started pulling out from his work. He used his all energy, and until his brother does not come out, means until his brother come out, he pulled that rope outside. And after doing little hard means hard work there to pull out, he finally uh, take out his brother from that well. And when the brother came out from that well, he hugged his little brother, and they laughed and they went their home back. And they thought now they will going to beat, because uh, when they tell when they told this story to their family members, so they would beat them. But when they started telling this story to their family members, so they did not listen to them, and they did not believe them, because they were thinking how 10 years old boy can save 16 years old boy, because he has not that much power which could easily pull out from that well. But there was one family member in that family. He was older in all, and everybody respects him in family, and he believed them. And everybody in the family was thinking how could possibly that 10 years old boy save that 16 years old boy. So he said the boy is saying the same thing. The boy fell in the well, then he threw the rope to him, he pulled it out from that well. This is good. The boy is telling the truth, but the difference you are not believing, because see, when that 10 years old boy was pulling his brother out from that well, so there was no anybody to tell him. Just a minute. When the 10 years old boy was pulling that his brother out from that well, so there was no anybody there to tell that 10 years old boy, you can't do it. Because of that, the 10 years old boy used his full energy and he pulled out. And even